For the purposes of this little walkthrough, I'm going to create a new document. So with InDesign open, when you first thing I want to make sure is on your InDesign tools and the drop-down, you want to make sure that you're on Advanced now. All right, you've graduated into the advanced user by now. Believe it or not, the things you are doing are beyond the essentials. So when you change that over to advanced, you'll see that there's pages, layers, links, strokes, washes, and the like. And we're going to create a new document. You could create a new book. We'll save that for a different, just because I want to do the document first, just for the simple layout types of things. So what we're going to do, because this is one that we are going to produce, it's going to be both for print on demand as well as web deployment. And I want this to be a multimedia document. So we're going to change this from document preset from newsletter instead to custom and then print web. We're going to leave it at the number of pages being 1 for now. Pages will not be facing, and there won't be a master text frame. We're going to leave it at landscape orientation. And just for the purposes of this exercise, I'm going to leave it at the 585 by 765 if that's what you have. I'm going to leave all the default settings there. So when I now click OK, and I'm presented with this web document. So I'll wait till we're all there. And it has only one page, remember. So if I click on the pages, it will show me the A master. And that is the page that we want to be working on, because everything we apply to this page is going to be applied to every other page that follows this one, unless we decide to create another master. So for example, we wanted to have a 2-page layout, or a page that is a 2-page spread, so that it would actually look like 2 of these joined together with no gutter or margins. Because you can use any number of master pages in an InDesign document. You just define them in the pages. But we're going to just do a very simple 1-page for now. Are we all there? We are going to create a page number. And as I've mentioned, if you've got a 1-page layout, that page number is always going to appear in the lower right-hand side of the page, which you see is down here. So what I am going to do first is I will click on the text tool. So we all click on, the type tool. When we click on the T, you see how it turns into that kind of vertical cursor, and we're going to bring the cursor down to the lower right-hand side of the page, and by holding the left mouse down, you see it turns into the crosshairs, and we are going to draw a little box. And what we are going to do is we're going to just insert a character. So we're going to put the capital letter A. And you might say, but Steve, that's not a number. aha, here's where that magical transformation occurs. Because now what you're going to do is you are going to take your magnifying glass, after you have it, does everyone have a capital letter A in there? And they call this marquee, which means by taking the capital letter, and if you hold the mouse down and you draw a marquee, by holding that magnifying glass down, it turns into a larger view. I think you've all done this in your tutorials, but it's just a reminder. We are then going to resize that text box so we've got it as small as it can be without it vanishing. And then we are going to move that text box, just for now, kind of in between your lower margin and the lower page edge. So kind of find it on a diagonal as if it was, kind of halfway in between. That's where we're going to place it for now. We then want to hit the text tool again and highlight that capital. I'm sorry? What did I? Oh, all I did was I clicked on the black arrow and then clicked on the box and resized it that way. I then highlight the text. Got to bear with me here because I got to remember which drop down it is. And then when I go to, go to type. I'll wait till we all have the type menu drop down. We're all at the type drop down. We scroll all the way down to insert special character. And then go over to the other sub-menu, and we're going to drop down to markers. And you will never guess which one we are going to highlight. Current page number. So we've gone to type, insert special character, markers, current page number. And we click. And you'll know I just did something really stupid, I think, because I wasn't working on the master page. All right, so pay no attention, because I know you were all working on the master page, so let me get caught up to you. And I know we've all done that at least once, and I do it repeatedly. I'm just showing you what not to do, by the way. I intended that. All right, so I do size it, move it a little bit, highlight, type, insert special character, markers, current page number. Now, when you've done that, it will stay A. But the magical transformation occurs when you switch to your first master page or your first page in the document, and you'll see that it now reads 1. Did you all see that occur? All right. Repiten. All right, you see in the master page, it reads A. And by doing the type or highlighting it and going from type, I'll highlight it again. Type to insert special character to markers to current page number. And then that A will stay highlighted. It will look like an A. And when I click there, it reads A. But when I click on page 1, that A actually turns into a 1. Oh! All right, we'll try this again. Did you highlight the A? Did it work for anyone in the room? It worked for you. All right, I'll try it. Maybe I'll go right from the very start again. Okay, so hold on a second here. I got to Command Z like crazy. Z, 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 Z. Z. All right, I'm on A master. Are we all there? All right, we have the A master blue box highlighted. Yay? All right, so we know that we are now going to click on the text tool or type tool. And then we draw a little type box down below. And we type in the capital letter A. No, not A. Were we all able to reach the capital letter A? Arlene, you're still looking a little consternated. You can't get the capital letter A? Okay. This is to the Camtasia studio audience. Bear with us here. We have some technical difficulties. Okay, now, can I do type tool? Okay. And then you type in an A. Okay? And then you highlight it. All right, so we all have a capital letter A, okay? Okay, and then I'm going to marquee by zooming in. I highlight the capital letter A. Or I can resize the box first. That's what I shall do. So I'll resize the text box a touch. And then I will highlight the capital letter A. I will go to Type. Insert Special Character. Markers. Current page number. Damn, I'm on that page again. Sorry about that. I should have been on the master page. Ah! All right, maybe I can just... Yeah. I'm too sugared up from Halloween. Right. And I'm going to cut. I'm going to go over to the master and see if I can paste it there. Okay. No, wait a minute. Okay, I got the A. All right, so then, after it's on the master, when I click on master page 1, it's a 1. Now, if you go to Layout, Pages, Add Page, you'll note that page 2 magically becomes page 2. And if you go to Layout, Pages, Insert Pages, I'm going to insert, I don't know, I'll say maybe 5 more pages. And I click OK. Every page now has a number on it corresponding to where it is. And over to Layout, Pages, Add Page, or Insert Pages. Johnny? It won't what? That's why you go to the website and review this. It keeps. Okay, did you highlight it? Okay, and then you want to highlight, special pair, markers. All right, now click on one. Double click on it. Okay, you must have 2 of them. Go back to master. You are quite amazing. All right, go back to the double click and click on A. Get to the All right, now go to Layout, Pages, Add Page. Okay? All right, does everyone have page numbers that can advance now? Based on master? Zani, no? Oh, we shall see. All right, so we go to okay. Now go to Layout, Pages. Ooh. All right, go back to A master. And let me, so you're on A master. All right, delete that one. Actually, delete the whole. Yeah. So we have a room. Here, we'll play it back in the beginning. All right, so now go to insert. All right, now type this capital letter A. Marquee it. Now read it. Now highlight it. Go to type. Okay, now go to layout. Wait. Scroll to the top of the page. Go back to A master. Actually, don't. It's working. All right, so now go to Layout, Pages. Just do Add Page first. See if it changes the 2. All right, now go to Layout, Pages, Insert Pages, and put 5 in there. Did it work? Okay. Okay, double click on this here, let's see what that looks like. Okay, then double click here, let's see what it is. Yeah, actually just click on the whole thing with the order. No, not, just click like that. Okay, now delete. Click on that one again. Okay, go back to there. Okay, highlight it. Go to the type. The special character, markers, current page number. Okay, now let's click on page 1. All right, now go to layout pages, add page. All right, now go to layout pages, insert pages. All right, now insert pages, plural. Okay, click the leave it 5, hit okay. Okay, all right, that work? Arlene, did you get that? All right, now we all have more pages than one. You don't yet? You got 2 pages? All right, go to the pages. Press me 6. Did it work? Everybody? We're all there? All right, that's pages. I'm starting to feel like Grover again. Okay? So what we are going to do now is we're going to go back to the master page. And zoom out enough that you can see that whole master page. And just for your own visual reference for now, because this will all be moved around later. Should we choose, try to find a halfway point between the upper and lower portion of the page. So what you do is you go upstairs to your ruler. Is everyone showing a ruler up there? Up there? All right, by clicking down the left mouse button, it will bring down a little guide. Can you see that? Guides are good. Try halfway between 300 and 400 to start. That's close enough. That's invisible because if you went to View, Overprint Preview, it shouldn't show. It's not supposed to show guides. I'll try that again. Well, disregard that statement because it's still showing. Don't drive yourself crazy on that. But we've all got a guide, right? It's just an approximation because remember I mentioned how we were going to create buttons to advance by the page or to the end of a document, but in this case we want them just by the page to start. Do you remember how we create a shape? Which one is it? The rectangle. You all see the rectangle tool? Yay? Nay? And when you hold down the button, it lets you create either a rectangle ellipse or polygon. We'll start with a polygon, and I can't remember what, do you hold down the shift key to have it, yeah. Or I've got it actually set to the 3 sides anyway. So you create a polygon. I'm going to marquee the polygon so that it's larger. Do we all have a triangle that is larger? And we are going to fill it with a color. All right, well, let me see the polygons and see what it reads. Up here. No, not that one here. Oh, that's cool. Rectangle tool. Okay. So just delete that one. All right, go to the rectangle tool. Polygon. Yeah. All right. Okay. So we're going to color the polygon. I see a triangle and I want it painted black. So I'm going to make it black. So under swatches, or you can decide what you want to do, but I've got it under swatches. When I click on swatches, I painted my triangle black. I mean, you can make it any color you like. If you want a magenta, but remember, it'll leave a black border unless you remove the border on it. All right, but I'm lazy. I'm going to keep it black. And then I want the triangle to turn from the upright position so that it is facing to the right. What do I do? Can you remember? I know it was like 2 weeks ago. The distant past, back when cavemen had tails. How will I rotate that triangle? What do I have to do? Hint, it is an object. Transform. Rotate clockwise. Are we all there? We all have a rightward facing triangle? Und then. Hold on a second here. I'm going to zoom back out. If I have the magnifying glass highlighted and I hold down the Option key, I can zoom out in increments so I can see where that triangle is. And I'm going to move the triangle over to the right margin. And then I'm going to marquee it again because it's still too large. I am then going to, by holding down the Command and the Shift key at the same time, we all have our triangle on the right margin first. We want to make it smaller, and we want it to stay proportionate as we shrink it. So by holding down Command, Shift, and grabbing onto the upper right-hand corner, this is right over here, this is left over here. By holding it down on the right side, and when I now drag it by holding down the left mouse key, you all notice how that triangle has shrunk. Yay? Nay? Y'all got it to shrink? And then I'm just going to move that triangle Do we all have a shrunken triangle? We now want to make another copy of the triangle. How would I do this? Object what? Is that what I want to do? It is an object, and we would think that it'd be there, but if we scroll over to Edit, Copy, and when we click Copy, we have just created a copy. So go over to Edit and click Copy first. So we're copying that object that is highlighted, and then we go to Edit, Paste. We have another one. I mean, these are like amazing. So we now have two triangles. Drag the other one down below that middle line. And you know, as you move it around, little guidelines appear to show you that it's in orientation to the other triangle. Can you see that? And we're going to move them around later, but we want them at least to be lined up. Now, with the lower triangle highlighted, do we all have the lower black triangle highlighted, or whatever color it is? Yes. We want to make that right triangle now facing the left. What do? It is an object, so what do? Object, transform. We're going to rotate it 180 degrees. But when we do that, it does it on an axis, so we want to drag it back down. I better make sure I'm on the master page. Hold on here. Shit! All right, hold on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight both of those. Come on. All right. Did it again. Double click. Yeah, you're supposed to be on the master page. That is the Rasta blue triangle of frustration, they call it. I'll be right there. Hold on a second. No, wait a second. Maybe I did it on the master. I must have done it on the master. Oh, it is? Okay. All right, give me just 1 second while I go back and we see what's going on. I do hate to say that. Matter of fact, I hate so much I can't tell you. I do have to say we have to restart the machine. Okay, back on the master page, and we'll wait for Candace to reboot and hope that it's saved. And I'm going to zoom in to my buttons. and I'll leave the top triangle highlighted. But we'll wait to see if Candace's document saved. Because it would be good if we can all proceed at the same time. What as a quick review, how would I make that triangle into something I can click and it does something? Interactive. Object. Interactive. Convert to button. And we could name that button page, or I'm sorry, next page. And we turn it into on click. And then the action we want it to do, go to next page. And remember that little pushy finger appears. When we click on the next button, object, interactive, convert to button. We'll call it previous page, on click, action, go to previous page. We now have created two interactive buttons. One that moves us forward in the document, one that moves us backward in the document. There are other options that we could do with it that we will mess with later on. Yeah. Okay, hold on one second. Where do you find the... Okay, oh. Are you on master, right? Okay, and you click on the triangle you want to, and then you go to object, interactive, scroll down, convert to button. And then call that previous, or I'm sorry, next page. And then where it says unreleased, turn it into click. And then when it says plus, go to next page. And then the other triangle, object, interactive, convert to button, call it previous page. So we now have within our document, based on the master page, that ability for the person who's viewing it as a PDF to have it advance from one page to the next. What we'll do in Probably on Wednesday is advance it from one section to the next. But right now, this is where we're going to leave it. So what we've done is we've added first. How did that turn on its side? Give me a second here. Okay, now it's okay. I'll be darned. All right, so we now have page number and buttons that allow us to move through the document.
It's the page number 1 when you're in A master, it stays in A. It doesn't turn into 1. Okay.
Right.
That's on my.
So we all have this so far? Now, what we're going to do is just a little fancy thing here. And I said I had to get the high-res image for you in order to have this look really good. But did you all, I sent you all the email that had the logos in it, right? All right, so you have the logos. Does one of the logos that you have look like the T-bird that says, let me get the preview, that reads Institute of American Indian Arts, established 1962. Do you all have a logo that looks like that? Okay, do you all have one that's just a black T-bird? Okay, good. Then we'll go with that one first. So what you're going to do, and when you know it, I'm probably the one that doesn't have the black T-bird. Give me a second here. Well, I'll work with the one that I have, but you'll use the one that's just the black T-bird, okay? So go to your A master page. Go to File. Go to Place. Find the T-bird logo and highlight it. Do we all have the T-bird logo highlighted? Okay, you go to your email and reopen it. It should still be there as an attachment. It should be an email. I sent you an email. It's in Blackboard? Oh, yeah, you got to go to your IIA email. What was that? Yeah, I've got to get the high-res images from the keeper of the images. I have to go there bearing gifts and sacrifice 7 or 8 lambs and say 7 Our Fathers and 8 Hail Marys. And probably bring lots of cappuccino. Are you there yet, Arlene? Okay, so we want the T-bird logo. Tony? It says you're absent?
Yeah, it's got a location.
I'll check that.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I see that you're here. It should read tardy. Arlene, are you there yet? It's all right if you're not. We'll wait for you.
It's just the black T-bird.
Right, right,
Writing on it.
right.
Yeah.
Okay, so highlight the black T-bird and then click Open from InDesign. Because, okay, I'll go back that step one more time because we're going to go to File, Place, we'll find the logo, Open, and it presents us with a little thumbnail. Place the thumbnail somewhere on the master. Deanne. Oh, when you try to shrink it, you can hold down the Shift and Command. Yeah. Okay? Because you're going to shrink it way down. Okay, the way you make it smaller is by holding down the Command and Shift key at the same time, and then you drag. Okay, so that's to place it somewhere on the page. Okay? Because that logo will appear actually on the back page of the catalog as well as in a grayscale in the table of contents. But I'm going to delete it for now. So that's placing that object. What was that? Yeah. I'm getting you into that habit of placing an object. Now what we're going to do on our master page still is we want to do layers. So when we click on layers, we've got layer 1 already. And if we click the drop down, it shows button 2, next page, text frame. We're going to create new layer. So we click layers, we look at the drop down, and then we create new layer. So we are on layer 2 now. So with layer 2 highlighted, we are going to place that logo again. So File, Place, highlight the logo, Open, it gives you the thumbnail, and it shows you that it placed that as layer 2. We are going to resize, and it'll show you that it's layer 2 because layer 2 is coded red. Can you see it's got a little red bar next to it? And everything that appears in red means that it's on that layer that's coded red. So then by holding down Command, Shift, we're going to resize that little bugger. And we're going to drag it, then by holding down the mouse key, over to the lower right, and then we're going to marquee it. So we see both of them next to each other. Let me know once you are to this step. Pat. I
Showing the same. She doesn't have the button to connect. Interactive button on the layers.
You're not showing the interactive button on the layers at all? You go to layers. First, or you don't click on the master. The blue part. Okay, now click layers. And click drop down. No, but the layers is drop down. There's a little triangle that's in there too. Okay, hold on. What occurred is that you did it on the layer. Delete that. Okay, now layer 2 highlighted. Okay. Now go to File. Place. Find the logo. Okay. Try it. Scan. So go to File. We'll try it. Yeah, try it. Create place. Okay. Now you see this showing in red. In red. All right, now hold Command Shift. Resize it way down. Way down. Way oh this. All right, yeah, that'll help you flip it. Now move it over next to the A. All right. Now marquee it. Everything's showing as it should right now. All right, so we all have the logo. Some of us have chubbier IAIA Thunder turkeys than others. So we're all here. I'm going to zoom in one more time. Now you'll note I have the ability to move things around. And you know, because this is on layer 2, if I move the Thunderbird over the page number, it obscures the page number. Why? The top layer is the one that's most visible. Do you remember? So what I could do to kind of cheat around it, I'm going to go to layers, and I'm going to add another layer. So I'm now, did I click add layer? Create new layer. Okay, now I have layer 3, and I'm going to take the IAIA logo, the text frame that I have on layer 1. What's it say? You don't have one. On layer 1, it doesn't say text frame at all. On your master page. You still don't? Okay, I'll be right there. But what everyone else, bear with us, okay? Because we all want to move forward at the same pace. Drop down the next one. Drop down the next one. Okay, you do have one. It's kind of like the Starbelly speeches. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to make sure that all of the triangles are down dropping so we can see what we have on each layer. And I want to move that text frame so that it is the highest, so by going to the highest number. So I'm going to drag that text frame up into layer 3. So now, you'll see that my text frame now has the green code on it. What does that tell me? It's in layer 3, whatever color it is. Now what I want to do, here's where some of the magic occurs again.
My text frame is not moving to layer 3. I'm dragging it.
Okay, hold on a second. Are you on master page? Okay, right there. There it is. Now what I want you to do is go back to your text, type tool, and I want you to highlight that letter A. And I want that letter A to turn white. And it will look like it vanished. But it has not vanished. Don't fear. Because now when you click on it and you drag it over to the belly of the thunder turkey, you now see that that page number appears as if the Thunderbird has eaten the egg. Do we all have that? Okay. That's okay. That's all right. It's all right. All right, we're going to highlight the letter A first. And then go to swatches, hit paper, which turns it into white. We'll go to our selection tool and we'll drag that box into the belly of the beast. But what I want to do, I'm going to zoom back out a little bit because I want to change where that is. I'm going to move the thunder turkey over a touch more. Yeah. In theory. And I'm going to put it centered as best I can on the thunder turkey. And that's on the master page. You'll note if I go to page 2, it will read a number 2 in the belly of the thunder turkey. Is that cool or what? Did you turn it into the color white?
I'm not there. Yeah, my egg is smaller than the box around it, and I can't get it to fit.
I left out a key step on the number. I apologize. Because all we've done is we've turned the color of the letter A into white. Do we all have the A on our master page in the belly of the thunder turkey? What we want to do too is with that letter A, we want to use the type tool and highlight that letter A now And in the justification, we want to align center. I'm sorry, in the alignment. So when we click align center, every page thereafter should show the number right in the middle of the turkey. Upstairs here. So what you've done on your master page now is you have a little Thunderbird that will have a page number inside of the belly each time someone clicks next page. Oh, is it me? Are you on? Okay, so far. All right, hit your selector. You see what happens.